Imagine this, you're sharp, quick-witted, full of ideas that could change your life or even the world around you. Your mind races with potential, but when it comes to actually completing what you start, something falters, tasks pile up. Unfinished, projects gather dust, and that brilliant intellect feels trapped in a cycle of starts and stops. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In our modern world of endless distractions, notifications, pinging, emails flooding, and social media, pulling us in every direction, it's easy for even the smartest among us to lose the thread. But what if the key to breaking free isn't in some new app or productivity hack, but in the timeless wisdom of ancient warriors who mastered the art of unwavering commitment? Welcome to the path to ancient samurai wisdom for mastering the modern world. Today, we're diving deep into a profound samurai lesson that addresses this very struggle. Drawing from the Stoic principles of Bushido, the meditative depths of Zen philosophy, and the rigorous mental training of feudal Japan's elite warriors, we'll explore step-by-step techniques to sharpen your focus, strengthen your memory, build unshakable discipline, and ultimately master yourself from the inside out. This isn't just history. It's a blueprint for transforming your inner chaos into purposeful action. By the end of this exploration, you'll have practical tools rooted in centuries-old practices that you can apply right away to finish what you start, no matter how scattered your mind feels. Let's begin by understanding the root of the problem through the lens of samurai wisdom. The samurai, or bushi, were not just fighters, they were philosophers of the self, trained to confront the battlefield of the mind long before stepping onto a physical one. In the Edo period, warriors like Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary swordsman and author of the Book of Five Rings, emphasized that true victory begins within. Musashi himself faced countless duels, but his greatest battles were against distraction and doubt. He wrote that the mind must be like a still pond, clear, undisturbed, reflecting reality without ripple. Yet, in our era, that pond is constantly stirred by the winds of modernity. You're smart, so you see opportunities everywhere, but without the samurai's mental anchors, those opportunities become overwhelming, leading to paralysis. The core issue isn't intelligence. It's the lack of cultivated inner strength. Zen masters, who influenced samurai training through temples like those in Kamakura, taught that the untrained mind is like a wild monkey, swinging from branch to branch without purpose. This monkey mind, as they called it, jumps from one task to another, leaving trails of unfinished endeavors. But the samurai didn't suppress this, they tamed it through deliberate practices. And that's what we'll unpack here. Actionable steps drawn from their world. To reclaim your mental sovereignty, first, let's set the foundation with the key Zen concept that underpins all samurai mental training, mushin or no mind. Mushin is the state of effortless action where the intellect flows without self-conscious interference. It's not about emptying your thoughts but aligning them with intention. For someone smart but prone to overthinking, mushin is the antidote to analysis paralysis. To cultivate it, start with a daily breathing ritual inspired by the samurais. Pre-battle meditations. Step 1. Establish a morning anchor. Upon waking, before checking your phone or diving into the day's chaos, sit in a quiet space, perhaps on the floor in Caesar position, knees folded under you as samurai did for hours. In training, close your eyes and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 4, exhale through your mouth for 4, and pause for 4. This box breathing, adapted from ancient pranayama influences on Zen, calms the autonomic nervous system, reducing the cortisol that fuels scattered thoughts. As you breathe, visualize your mind as a vast ocean. Each inhale draws in clarity. Each exhale releases distractions like waves crashing and receding. Do this for 10 cycles initially, building to more as it becomes habit. The samurai used similar techniques before dawn patrols, ensuring their focus was razor-sharp from the start. Why does this work? Science echoes the ancients here. Studies on mindfulness show that consistent breathing practices rewire the prefrontal cortex, enhancing executive function. But for the samurai, it was spiritual. Breath is key, life energy. And mastering it meant mastering the self, Apply this to your tasks before starting any project. Pause for this breath cycle. It creates a mental reset, turning your intelligence from a scattered beam into a focused laser. Building on this, let's move to sharpening your focus through the samurai art of Zanshin, which translates to remaining mind or lingering awareness. Zanshin is the sustained attention that follows an action, like an archer who holds form after releasing the arrow. In a world where multitasking is praised, Zanshin teaches monotasking as the path to completion. If you're smart but can't finish, it's often because your mind drifts midstream, chasing shiny new ideas. Step 2. Practice single-pointed concentration. Choose one task, say, writing a report or cleaning your workspace, and commit to it fully for a set period without interruption. To infuse samurai wisdom, use a physical token as a reminder, like a small stone or coin, placed in your palm. This echoes the samurai's use of prayer beads or sword hilts to ground their attention. During long vigils, as you work, if your mind wanders, gently squeeze the token and return to the task, noting the distraction without judgment, a Zen technique called noting. Over time, this builds neural pathways for sustained focus. To deepen this, incorporate visualization from samurai. Mental rehearsals. Before beginning, close your eyes and picture the entire task from start to finish. See yourself immersed, overcoming hurdles and completing it with satisfaction. Musashi advocated this in his writings, visualizing duels to perfection before they occurred. For modern application, if you're drafting an email chain that always gets abandoned, visualize typing the last word and hitting send. This preempts mental blocks by creating a cognitive map. Now, let's address memory, a crucial ally in finishing tasks. Smart people often have great recall for facts but falter on sequences or details needed for completion. Samurai warriors, who memorized complex kata forms and strategies, drew from Zen's emphasis on mindful repetition to etch knowledge into the body and mind. Step 3. Strengthen memory with associative chaining, inspired by ancient mnemonic practices in samurai education. In feudal Japan, young warriors learned through oral traditions, linking concepts to vivid images. Start by breaking your task into chunks. Zen calls this dividing the elephant, making the overwhelming digestible. For each chunk, create a mental palace, assign it to a familiar location, like rooms in your home. For instance, if finishing a project involves research, outlining, drafting, and editing, place research in your kitchen. Imagining scrolls boiling like pasta, outlining in the living room, as a sword diagram on the wall, and so on. To practice, review these associations daily during your breathing ritual. Add sensory details, smells, sounds, emotions to make them stick, mirroring how samurai tied memories to battlefield senses. This isn't rote memorization, it's creative encoding, turning your intellect into a reliable archive. Apply it immediately. Next time a task stalls because you forget steps, pause, chain them associatively, and proceed. Over weeks, your completion rate will soar as memory becomes an effortless tool. Discipline is the bridge that turns focus and memory into finished outcomes. Without it, even the sharpest mind scatters like autumn leaves. The samurai embodied discipline through Bushido's 7 virtues, particularly Makoto's sincerity and courage, but it was forged in daily grind, endless drills, sparse living, and unwavering commitment. Step 4. Build discipline via incremental commitments, drawing from the samurai's Kaizen-like approach of continuous improvement. Kaizen, though modern in name, roots in ancient incremental training. Begin small. Commit to one non-negotiable daily act tied to your goals, like spending 15 uninterrupted minutes on an unfinished task. Use a journal, as samurai did with war diaries, to log your adherence. If you falter, reflect without self-flagellation. Zen teaches compassion in failure as fuel for growth. To amplify, adopt the samurai's ritual of facing discomfort. Warriors trained in extreme conditions, like meditating under waterfalls, to build resilience. In your life, this could mean tackling the hardest part of a task first when energy is high, or working in a slightly uncomfortable setting to train endurance. Pair this with affirmations rooted in Zen Koan's paradoxical riddles for insight. A fitting one. What is the sound of one hand clapping? It reminds us that true discipline arises from embracing the present moment's absurdity without resistance. As discipline solidifies, weaving accountability from samurai brotherhood. Warriors operated in clans where honor bound them to complete duties. Modernize this by sharing your commitments with a trusted friend or online community, creating external pressure that mirrors internal resolve. Now, integrating these focus. Memory, discipline leads to self-mastery, the pinnacle of samurai wisdom. Self-mastery isn't dominance but harmony. As Zen philosophy posits, the self is not an enemy to conquer but a garden to tend. For the smart but unfinished. This means aligning your brilliance with inner peace. Step 5. Master yourself through reflective integration, and each day with a samurai-inspired review. Called honsei in later traditions. Sit quietly, revisit your day's tasks. What was started? What finished? What distracted? Journal insights, drawing connections to Zen's impermanence. Tasks like life are transient. So complete them with presence, deepen with meta-meditation. Sending compassion to yourself and others, softening the perfectionism that often derails. Intelligent minds. Visualize your inner samurai, a calm warrior, sword sheathed but ready, embodying equanimity. This fosters emotional regulation, preventing burnout. To tie it all together, consider historical exemplars. Take Yamamoto Tsunetomo, author of Hogakure, The Hidden Leaves of Samurai Code. He stressed that death is always near, urging total commitment to the now. In tasks, this means treating each as your last. Infuse urgency without panic. Or recall the team master Sen no Rikyu who blended Zen with samurai aesthetics. Every action, like pouring tea, is a complete universe. Apply this, make finishing a ritual of beauty. As we journey deeper, let's explore how these techniques interplay in real scenarios. Suppose you're a writer with brilliant concepts, but manuscripts half done. Start with breath anchor to center. Use Zanshin for monofocus sessions. Chain memories of plot points in a mental dojo. Build discipline through daily word quotas and master self via nightly honsei. Over time, novels complete themselves. For entrepreneurs, ideas abound, executions lag. Visualize business plans as battle strategies. Breathe through investor pitches. Memorize key metrics associatively, commit to weekly milestones, and reflect on pivots with Zen detachment, even in personal life. Fitness goals abandoned. Relationships nurtured sporadically. These steps transform. A samurai didn't train sporadically. Consistency was life. Emulate that. Potential pitfalls. The mind resists change. If focus wanes, return to basics without guilt. Zen teaches that enlightenment is in the ordinary, mastery in persistence, expanding. On Zen's influence, imported from China via monks like Aisai, Zen shaped samurai by emphasizing direct experience over theory. Warriors meditated on moon nothingness to transcend ego, allowing pure action. For you, this means letting go of smart labels that breed overthinking. Be the task, not the thinker. Mental training extended to physical. Samurai practiced Iejitsu. Quick draw swordsmanship, demanding split-second focus. Mirror this with micro-habits. When a task tempts delay, draw your will instantly. Ancient practices included fasting or solitude retreats for clarity. Try digital fasts, periods without screens to reclaim mental space. Philosophically, this aligns with Stoicism's parallels. Marcus Aurelius' meditations, Ikkaku Bushido's self-control. But samurai added poetry. Haiku masters like Basho captured essence in brevity, teaching concise completion. In essence, if you're smart but can't finish, the samurai lesson is this: intelligence is a blade. Without sharpening, it dulls on distractions. Through these steps, breathing anchors, Zanshin focus, associative memory, incremental discipline, and reflective mastery, you forge that blade anew. As we conclude this exploration, remember, the path to ancient samurai wisdom isn't about becoming a warrior of old, but awakening the one within. You've been given the tools, now wield them. Start today with one breath, one task, one commitment. In doing so, you'll not only finish what you start, but discover a profound sense of fulfillment. The modern world may chaos swirl, but with samurai spirit, you stand centered, unbreakable. Thank you for walking this path with me. Until next time, master your world from within.